My name is Amber Isaacs, and we're here with our son Carter Isaacs. This is actually our third treatment. We were here 6 months ago in April, and then also 6 months before that in October of 2022. So in our case, 6 months after the first infusion, we started seeing things, which we saw a couple of things like 2 to 4 months, and it's hard not to feel hopeless, like, oh my gosh, we did this and then we didn't see the changes right away.
6 months ago, we were kind of hopeful, but not really. We just, I don't know, it sounds bad, but we weren't expecting too much.
But then around 6 months, he improved drastically. He, just all the things in the prior video, that's when everything started, was at the 6-month mark. And I remember the doctors telling us that, but you kind of, as a parent, you really want it to speed up, and but just being, optimistic and keep pushing your kid and working with them and not giving up and just keeping the faith and let the cells do what they need to do. I'm gonna give you a list of things that we've noticed. So since being here 6 months ago, traveling with our son in the car is huge. We no longer have to strap him into the 5-seat harness like he has been since he was a baby. He is happy, he shows us emotion, he shows us love in a way that he never has.
He can't communicate well. He can say some single words, but not really. He can't communicate his wants, needs, feelings, anything like that. And so coming here, honestly, we were just looking for anything.
He is sleeping even better than probably 6 months ago. His eating has improved. He would never, in the past 2 times, touch anything at breakfast, and so he's eating breakfast here. His aggression at home has drastically decreased to where it's almost non-existent at home. At church, he's just drastically different at church, and everyone can tell there. And then also at school. School is still probably the hardest place for him to go, but even there, they can tell a huge reduction in his aggression. Playing with his sister and having a relationship with her has been huge. Before stem cells, we could never let our son and daughter play together without being fully supervised, because he was very aggressive, and you never knew what would trigger him or what would make him angry. They play hide and seek. He will actively count with my husband and then go and seek her, and it's just the best thing ever to see them interact. Commands and things that we would have to prompt him over and over on, or physically show him or make him to do whatever we were saying. And now he's, doing them without any assistance. Prior to stem cells, our son's neurologist had spoken to us about Ritalin. We had voiced our concerns with him being on Ritalin, and we didn't want him on that long term. And she mentioned that that was probably not going to be likely for Carter due to how severe his hyperactiveness was, and that he would most likely be on it the rest of his life. And we ended up switching off of Ritalin, I'd say a little before stem cells, and to a different medication that wasn't as strong as Ritalin.
Always very hyper. He required a lot of medication.
But still, he required quite a bit to get through the day. Well, after our first infusion, when he went back to school the following week, we gave him his normal dose, and his teacher called us and said, "What in the world is wrong with Carter? He's passed out." And we were like, "What?" She was like, "Yeah, and it's not like he was tired. He was out from the medicine." So we instantly had to cut his medicine dose in half. And after the last infusion in April, we had to do that again. So where he used to take a whole pill of this medicine, he now takes a fourth of a pill So prior to the first round of stem cells, the Stem Cell Institute sends you surveys. One of them is the ATEC score and one of them is the CARS assessment. Well, the ATEC score, Carter scored 140, and the highest score on that is 180, which deems like the most severe autism. And then 0 means there's no autistic expression. Well, Carter fell at 140, which is pretty severe. Well, we just filled out the questionnaire last week before we came back for our third time, and his score is a 64 now, which means it has decreased by over half. And we've done so many things in his life to try to reduce that score over the years, and we would with just little bits, but now to reduce it that much in a year span is amazing. So one thing we noticed when we first arrived here this time compared to last year, we take pictures every time, and we stood him in the same spot just to get like a picture from, the same place he was last year. And when we put them side to side, we realized he has grown several inches since being here last October, which is crazy. And his smile, his eyes, just everything in him is brighter. He's happier, and you can just see the difference from a year ago before stem cells to now. As a parent, seeing your child improve, who for so long was told like that's just gonna be his life, and he won't improve, and to the point where we were told to put him in an institution when he's 18, and to see that he's now coming along so far, all of these things, I can't even put into words what it means to us. It's life-changing, it's a miracle, and to see Carter just thriving and happy means more to us than anything. And that's all we've ever wanted for him, is to just be happy. If he never can go on and be independent, that's okay, but to see your child not happy, that's just so hard. And so that's all we ever wanted and prayed for, was for Carter to just be happy. And he's becoming more happy every day. And so for that, we're so grateful.